Defend yourself, stupid.
Don't defend yourself.
Where do I even start, though?
How about you begin by explaining why you went to the boiler room?
Why I went there? It was because of a note.
I saw Freddy Krueger.
2 days ago. Someone slid one into my room. I never got to see who. I just heard a knock. And when I walked over, there was a note under my door.
Wait, that note was for her?
Sorry.
There were probably 2 notes.
It was midday-ish, and you weren't there at the time. And I didn't show you the note later.
This game developed by
because,
one of the people.
well,
By
I'll just
fucking
read you what it said.
RP I was in. This happened to my character. He ended up being the murderer.
Oh, there are two.
Diana,
Dude,
as you are aware,
knows?
it is our obligation to speak with those whose blackmail we have obtained. After receiving your blackmail and reading the information disclosed in it, I believe a meeting between the two of us is warranted. In 2 days' time, please come to the underground boiler room at 8:45 a.m. to make sure to arrive promptly and close the door behind you. To avoid discourse, do not show anyone this letter. Do not approach me about it either, even in private. There is always the chance someone can hear. Wolfgang.
Wolfgang wrote this?
Wolfgang had Diana's blackmail? But didn't he have Jean's?
Hold on a second. You take a closer look. The handwriting on that note. Doesn't it resemble the handwriting on Wolfgang's note?
Someone forged it.
Yep.
You're actually right. Even though Wolfgang's note has been water damaged, the words I can make out were in the same messy scroll as Diana's here.
Then someone else was posing as Wolfgang?
The killer, most likely. They must have thought his word was the only one Diana would follow.
Guess it worked, huh?
I didn't want to show this note earlier. Because I was scared of how people would try to twist it. Like saying I faked the note, or that I decided to kill because of it. I thought it would be better to just stay quiet.
Damon can attest to that.
I know you guys think I'm stupid for agreeing to meet in a place like the boiler room. And
That was
I
pretty
am.
stupid.
I am stupid. I just didn't want to disappoint Wolfgang. In case he really did write the note.
So everyone
Which
else
was
followed
why
him like sheep.
I left my room around 8:40 a.m. and went downstairs.
Did you catch any strange movement down there?
No, it was just me. I did find the boiler room door hanging open a little bit, but I didn't think much of it. I just went inside and closed the door behind me, since that's what the note asked me to do.
What did you see inside the boiler room?
The boiler room was really dark. So the first thing I noticed was actually the security camera light. My eyes had to take a few seconds to adjust to everything else. But after that, I finally saw him.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Wolfgang was lying in the water, making these weird noises. It didn't seem like he'd even noticed me entering the room. Not until... Wolfgang? Hearing his name seemed to snap him out of his trance, because he slowly rose to his feet. Wolfgang, are you okay?
oh god.
It's you.
Huh?
Oh god.
Can't believe it. I really am. I'm meeting you.
What do you mean?
Dog, I think he got drugged.
Ugh.
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 Please, forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've become.
Wolfgang?
Despite how hard I tried, how much I wanted it to be true,
ever become you. I will always be a failure.
It's okay, Wolfgang.
He's probably seeing like his mom or dad or something.
There's stairs over here.
Probably. I'm thinking his
Over
mom.
here and we can get out.
Because, like, she had red hair, didn't she?
I think so.
Oh,
So it's kind of
shit.
close. He might be, like, hallucinating.
I say he might be drugged.
I don't know. I don't know. Because there was nothing about drugs, just that he got knocked out, so maybe
I'm thinking
he's,
about like
concussed.
the red dot in his neck, like an entry
yeah.
point.
We still haven't figured out what that is, so yeah. He could have been injected with something.
Where is the syringe? That's the one thing
Yeah,
that
we have
you
no
were
idea.
properly
He didn't
disposed
hear
of.
me. Or
One
if
thing
he
that
was
you were-
just ignoring me. But okay. I'll get closer to you then.
Diana,
Don't do
no.
that.
Diana,
No,
no.
no, no.
I went over to the ledge of the platform, the part where the fence had a gap. Just take my hand, okay? And I'll pull you out. He slowly stumbled over, and he held my hand. I didn't really think I could pull him out. I just wanted to be there for him. It was the best I could do, because I didn't want to enter the water. Staying on the platform felt so much safer. And I really, really hate that it did. It's okay, Wolfgang. We'll get through this together, all right? I was looking at him when I said that. I was looking right at him. But somehow...
Oh god.
Somehow I didn't think to react.
Whoa!
Yes.
And he reached inside his blazer.
Shit. Oh no. Oh.
Oof.
Bring her back.
Yep.
Is he
Talking about his mom.
is he seeing his father now? Oh, he's seeing his father.
Bring back my body to me.
Me, to me. Bring back.
Just hear that from the fucking.
Ah!
I tried
you
to
guys-
leave the room.
Hey, do you be hearing the sound of bloody murder? Nah, me
Didn't know
neither.
what to do. I started looking around for things
Shit's
to
concrete,
defend
dude.
myself with. And that's
mean, there
when
was a
saw
vet.
the gun.
Directly to the
Laser gun?
directly to the fucking tournament.
Mm.
That's the real tournament.
Did you use it?
I took the taser and I aimed it at Wolfgang and
She accidentally finished him off.
Oh, that's all I need to hear. Die.
couldn't do it.
Oh,
I couldn't shoot him.
Oh.
I just backed away from him. I couldn't understand anything. Why was this happening to me? Why was I being attacked? Why can't I do anything to...
I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows. I won't give up until everyone knows me as
Jesus.
All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me,
Jesus.
except
Holy
Wolfgang.
shit.
In those few seconds, he
Think they're
became
not
pitch
dramatic,
black.
innit?
And then, so did everything else. Even though I didn't see Wolfgang fall over, I heard it. His body cracking against the pavement, and his knife falling into the water. I waited for the gasp of pain, for him to groan or mumble or say something. But there was nothing. There was just me and the silence.
Damn, that shit was just instant.
Darkness, my old
That's
friend.
how it happened.
What the?
Do you think his heart exploded?
I think something else exploded.
No, I'm like, isn't like when you get hit by lightning, like your heart explodes or something?
I don't know exactly.
The human body is weird and fragile. I hate this body.
Holy shit. So Diana really did watch Wolfgang die.
Why was he so violent towards her? It's like he became an entirely different person.
The word you're looking for is crazy.
Despite how hard I tried and how much I wanted to be true, I could never become you. Why would Wolfgang say those words in that particular moment?
How'd you manage to escape the boiler room after all that? By picking the door's lock.
For reals?
I wasn't even thinking. I just started feeling my way back to the door in the dark. And then, well, my supply bag. I remembered the spare hairpins I always kept inside. So I felt around the bag and dug one out. To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to unlock the door. The whole thing was repeated trial and error. Just minutes of me telling myself that somehow this next attempt will finally work.
Whoa! Actually unlocking the doors. That's like hitting a bullseye blindfolded.
Now we know why it took so long for her to escape.
I realized why it happened. Getting trapped inside, I mean. The door's lock was on the outside. So, someone must have set the lock before I came downstairs. So that when I closed the door, I'd be trapped.
The lock is normally on the inside too. The killer purposely flipped it, then left the door open so you would be the one to close it. As for why the killer locked the door to begin with.
It was to frame Diana, right?
Right. The killer made Diana trap herself inside the boiler room, so they could kill Wolfgang in front of her, and force her to remain by his body.
Sorry, my fucking
Their
monitor
plan
just
worked.
blinked.
Diana would only be able to escape if someone from outside entered the boiler room, by which point, that someone would be stumbling across what looks like a cut-and-dry murder case.
If the tournament folk found Diana, they would have been playing right into the killer's hands.
Speaking of which, Diana, I'm curious to know, did you unlock the door before or after the tournament attendees arrived downstairs?
It sort of happened at the same time. Like, when I opened the door, there were already people walking down the stairs. Obviously, I couldn't stay inside the boiler room. If anyone saw me close to Wolfgang's body, it would look really bad. The hallway was a bit easier to make out in the dark. So I walked over to a wall bordering one of the storage closets and hid behind it. And stayed as quiet as possible. I was still bleeding a little from Wolfgang's cut though.
Jeez.
And some of that blood ended up dripping onto the floor around me. It's the blood on the underground floor! It's all coming together!
This was shortly before us tournament goers split up. And you made a run for it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Down the hallway, up the stairs, and then as quietly as possible into my room. Since everything was still really dark, I had to patch myself using the Tozu Trinket's projection as my light. I realize this is a lot, and I know it's hard to believe without proof. So, if you guys could just give me a second.
She's gonna show her wound.
Reaching into her makeup bag, Diana pulled out a wipe and began scrubbing at her arm.
Damn.
I cleared up the blood pretty fast. Luckily for me, the cut wasn't that deep. There's still a chance it may leave a scar, though.
Holy crap! That's awful!
It's okay. I'll cover it back up again.
Well, good news is you won't have to worry about it getting infected.
Why did Wolfgang attack you for no reason?
I wouldn't say it was for no reason.
You're being kind of insensitive, man.
Shut the fuck up,
I
influencer.
don't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is, Wolfgang's actions may look random from an outsider's perspective, but from his perspective...
Silence, influencer.
Well, judging by his behavior, it seems like he saw something which shook him to his core.
Like, there was something in the room that Diana didn't see?
That's impossible! It was only me and Wolfgang in the boiler room.
I don't believe John meant it in a literal sense.
Wolfgang literally saw something?
He thought he saw something, is my point.
You mean he had been hallucinating? What did Wolfgang hallucinate for him to turn out the way Diana described?
You'd be surprised by the sort of things our minds can invent.
And Neo died.
unabridged versions of their campaigns. That's my big problem with watching Magic, with watching D&D. Playing D&D, great. Watching / listening to D&D. So, what turn is it? What? So, Nick. You're watching Creature Commandos and oh my fucking god. Never doubt gun. Still waiting. Relax.
Sorry, I'm back. I had a long talk with my mom.
Damn.
I'm lucky to have never
Yeah,
experienced
usually if I'm gone for that long, you can assume I'm having a gossip session with my mom.
nasty things, demons and monsters, or the feeling of being tortured. If Wolfgang went through something similar, I can see why he lashed out.
Now what the heck is going on at sea?
What the heck is going on here?
These hallucinations don't just happen out of the blue. More often than not, they're substance-induced.
Substance-induced? Just say Wolfgang took a hallucinogenic.
Hallucinogenics?
One which induced a lot of fatigue.
Someone punched the
judging by the
influencer.
way he lumbered about in Diana's camp.
Well, he did say something about like seeing someone deal with drugs firsthand, so he's probably getting some bad memories.
It would
Bunch of
explain
many
why
ways, an
Wolfgang must have
influencer.
stayed in one place.
One place, which happened to be in the water.
Seems very deliberate. Aye. I reckon the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious in order to drag him into the water, but knew he would eventually wake up again. So they drugged him with something which would basically make him destroy.
Yep, figured.
As for where the drug came from,
Oh no!
The pharmacy.
Tell me the killer robbed.
I knew exploring it was a bad idea.
It? What's this it we're talking about?
Cassidy, please.
The pharmacy, obviously. Why the heck did we think leaving that place open was a good idea? Now someone's stolen an item and drugged Wolfgang.
Fuck! I knew our promise was too good to be true. I can't trust any of you guys.
Oh, fuck
Don't
you.
say Wolfgang drugged himself. Who wants to be tortured by demons?
Well, stranger people do exist.
That's rich coming from you.
That depends. What kind of demons we talking about? Oh, I mean, if Pinhead wants to have a talk, I'm all ears.
Just as I predicted, exploring the pharmacy ended up paving the way for murder. Should I have made more of an attempt to stop people from exploring? Probably. Back then, all I did was... With cautious yet determined expression, the students entered the newly opened pharmacy.
Guys, I figured it out. Carbon monoxide.
Give everyone unrestricted access to medication sounded like a disaster in the making. But having already evoked the group's ire after speaking my mind before, I wasn't about to make the same mistake twice. I'll just stay quiet, let them do their thing. Then again, nobody would have listened to me. Especially not with Wolfgang in control.
If we know where the perpetrator got their chemicals, I guess our next step is figuring out how they did the drugging.
Agreed. It would help us better understand the timeline of events, and potentially even validate Diana's testimony.
Sounds like you guys can leave this one to me. I'm the kind of person who knows someone back to front the moment I meet them. If you haven't already realized, I've gone and read this killer like an open book.
You're the last person I trust to reach a correct conclusion.
Just you wait! The second you hear what I gotta say, you'll be eating those words.
I'll make you eat those words. Pinning down how Wolfgang was drugged may validate Diana's testimony. The question is, how did the killer drug him? Wolfgang's neck.
I bet the killer took a pill.
Let me just remember. I need to remember what the odd smell thing was. Oh yeah. Man, the boiler room smelled like an odd combination of cereal and alcohol. Which I believe the smell is the result of a chemical reaction.
Someone was getting drunk.
Just jab him at that point.
How would the killer make him swallow a pill? There was no proof they restrained him.
Just look there's a tiny red dot that's gonna flip in flames. No scabbing.
Didn't the killer knock Wolfie out? Maybe that was their way of restraining him.
You can't force an unconscious person to swallow a pill.
What if it was a drug? You don't need to eat.
Like an inhalable substance?
Oh yeah, like a powder or something.
The pharmacy does have a large collection of over-the-counter sedatives, but there's too many for us to isolate any specific one.
Pretty sure it's the jab, because we gotta
Yeah.
agree with it with the dot.
How did the killer drug Wolfgang? Out of all the ideas being thrown around, only one has any real merit.
I bet the
Just jab him.
Mark. Yep, thank you, Mark. Love you.
When Wolfgang's wounds were discussed earlier, it was mentioned he had a tiny red dot below the bruise on his neck. During the investigation, I thought this dot was a scab from a mole or pimple. But knowing
Figured out, like-
it's clear to see what it really is. A puncture wound.
Considering the timeline of events, injection would check out if Wolfgang got drugged a little after 8:15 a.m. and was already feeling the effects when Diana arrived at 8:45. Then we're dealing with something which entered his bloodstream in under 30 minutes. Any normal pill would have taken probably an hour to dissolve.
Whilst an injection would be much quicker. I see.
That's probably another reason why the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious. It would have been incredibly difficult to inject him if he was still moving around. Only when they had him right where they wanted. Dazed and unable to fight back, did they plunge the syringe into his neck.
With said syringe being filled with a hallucinogenic.
But if this all happened a few minutes after 8:15 a.m., doesn't that make it impossible to pin a suspect?
What? Why is it impossible?
Because everybody's got an alibi for that time. I mean, Damon and I were in my dorm room, and the other party people...
8:15 a.m. Yeah, I was already in the dining hall with Jet, Mark, and Eva.
I left Wolfgang's dorm right after the morning announcement and spent the rest of the hour with Jean.
When Nona and I were in our dorm room together.
And me and Eloise were already sitting down in the courtyard.
Toshiko was giving me the medication she grabbed from the pharmacy.
And, I stayed in my dorm room until 8:40 a.m.
Oh no. If everyone can be accounted for, we really can't assign a suspect.
So, we're back to square one?
Someone here must be lying.
And doesn't plan to stop.
What's screwing us over here? Is there a part of this mystery we're getting wrong? Or could it be we're overlooking something? It was ruled out as having no relation to the murder because the wires don't touch the water. But the position of it, the fact it's destroyed, the timing of the blackout. One coincidence is easy to wave off. But when it's coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, then there's something more going on. There's something more to the generator. Is that Tomoe from Junji Ito?
8:15 a.m. Is it possible the killer never actually attacked Wolfie at that time? But his little note said to come by at 8:15 a.m., didn't it?
Ingrid, do you remember what you said when we couldn't figure out who stole Desmond's taser?
To be honest, I'm drawing blank.
You suggested we switch subjects and discuss Wolfgang's injuries instead, which we did. As a result, we ended up unraveling more about the case than if we had stuck to the original topic. Right now, we're at a dead end. If we can't get any more leads out of this current discussion, then that's a sign to switch our focus.
Switch our focus to what?
I want to take another look at Diana's testimony.
Mine?
Back when you were describing Wolfgang's death, something stuck out to me.
Oh god, I have to voice act this. I won't give up. Until everyone knows me as...
Kaput! Fucking die!
All of a sudden, everything turned white.
Sorry, that was me.
You shit yourself?
Everything
I knew
was
it.
me, except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, it became pitch black.
Look into my
And
eye,
then
Undertale.
so did everything else.
The flash as white Diana described must have been the generator exploding, with the darkness afterwards being the blackout. Think about the order of events there. In just a few seconds, the boiler room's generator explodes, and Wolfgang falls over dead. Doesn't it sound like the two are correlated?
Oi, didn't we go over this
Oi.
already?
We did. The generator has nothing to do with Wolfgang's death. Its wires weren't touching the water.
Indeed.
I mean, it still fucking exploded.
Oh yeah.
Diana said she never
It's
used
nothing
the
to do with it
taser,
except for
though.
the whole thing where it exploded.
What?
Oh.
That's not true! I never fired the gun!
It's all good.
Dope.
Believe you.
Thanks, Desmond. You're a real one.
Sure, nobody can dispute the gun was fired. What can be disputed, though, is when it got fired. I wouldn't be surprised if the killer fired that gun way in advance. Like, sometime before Wolfgang arrived downstairs and left it in the boiler room for us to find later.
What? So the taser gun isn't the murder weapon?
It's a red herring.
If Wolfgang wasn't killed with the taser gun or the generator, what other other options are we left with?
The taser gun is the
Poison.
only option which makes sense. The murder weapon
No, not
can't be
poison.
anything else.
The true murder weapon? Is it possible there's a third source of electricity we haven't considered yet?
Yes.
Am I grasping at straws by thinking something like that?
It's the
No.
extension cord.
The only proof Diana never shot the taser is her own word.
Hmm?
What do you mean?
All the evidence supporting your version of events is circumstantial. The note you showed us? That could be a fake alibi you made for yourself. The fact that it has the same handwriting as Wolfgang's is already suspicious.
Couldn't that just mean the same person tricked them?
If you earnestly believe Diana didn't write it, then maybe. But do you see what I'm saying? There's no proof Diana never wrote the notes. There's only her word to go by. Because if she did write them, everything about her entering the boiler room at 8:45 a.m. and being locked inside could be a total lie.
I get what you're saying. But if we run with the idea that Diana was the one waiting for Wolfgang all the way back at 8:15 a.m., then we're stuck with the issue we had last time. Why did Diana wait over an hour to kill him?
That's also circumstantial. None of us know what really went on between those two in an hour. Ruling someone out because they took a long time to murder is stupid.
It's stupid.
Sure, I'd say the same. But since the boiler room is unlocked, anyone can enter. If Diana knocked Wolfgang out, then she took over an hour to kill him with that info leak.
Okay, but who would enter? No one wants to make a detour down some gross, freaky-looking basement. The boiler room is probably the most covert place a person can be.
The most covert place? That's a weird thing to say. Her words do make sense. After all, I chose to meet Tozu in the boiler room for that very same reason.
Diana claims she didn't write the notes, and she claims she didn't shoot the gun. But where's the hard proof she didn't do any of these things?
The answer lies in what destroyed the generator.
What?
Didn't we already talk about that?
All you guys did
It's
was
because you were
theories.
it's because you were shitted in Smash. You did it. You killed Wolfgang. Let's kill this one.
In the same way Ava can't rule out Diana's involvement in the case, we can't rule out the generators.
So, we have to figure out what destroyed the generator? What should we do? Just throw out ideas?
It's what we've been doing this whole time.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley.
Let's put our thinking hats on!
I love that band.
Together, we'll unravel this mystery for sure. Ready? On your marks, get set, go! Why
Oh,
did the
there's the
generator blow up?
shrapnel.
Could have just been an electrical fault.
So, a coincidence?
Is this the best situation? To be waving stuff off as a coincidence?
Did the killer throw something at the generator that made it explode?
Perhaps it's the fault of the taser gun? The electrical discharge it released might have connected with the generator and created an overabundance of energy, which caused everything in the circuit to pop.
Probably. There's no proof anything besides the taser was involved.
In that case, the generator blew up after Wolfie got shot with the taser.
Such a dastardly taser, leaving so many victims in its wake.
No, I'm long past the point of falling for the surface level diversions. In reality, the truth is floating just within reach.
Why did the generator blow up?
I'm pretty sure it's talking about the shrapnel.
Yeah.
We don't know what this is yet, but since it's not mentioning anything about the... It's not mentioning anything about the extension cord yet, so I'm assuming that they'll get to that, but they're just thinking about different things in the water, and this was one of them. So I'm assuming that this was something that has to do with why it exploded.
So, a coincidence?
I'm assuming it's some sort of metal machine that they threw in or whatever. To be another electrical
Killer
thing.
throw something at the generator
Maybe.
Perhaps. Hidden over a bunch, which caused everything.
Probably. There's no proof.
Yeah, I did it.
No, that's wrong!
Unfortunately, Ava, I have to disagree. You say nothing but the taser could have been involved in the murder. But there's one possibility you didn't consider. The shrapnel in the water.
You mean those bits of red metal which were floating around?
Right. The ones that look like the aftermath of an explosion. Due to their proximity to the generator, it's safe to assume the two are connected.
Can't that just be debris left by the generator?
Except this debris is a completely different color. It lacks the rust the generator has accumulated. We're obviously looking at the remnants of something else. Which means an object we haven't yet identified was caught in the explosion.
And floating near it was another out-of-place item.
The extension cord.
This is it.
What the fuck?
There was also an
It was perfectly on beat.
half of which had been burnt away.
Huh? Did the cord get caught in the explosion?
Seems that cord has the misfortune of floating around the wrong place at the wrong time.
From what I saw in my investigation, the building's extension cord supply seems to be kept inside storage closet D. So in a way, yeah, it was definitely in the wrong place.
Storage closet D, huh? It was hard to make out much of it in the dark. And after the power came on, Kai came screaming for us to leave our closets. But I do recall seeing some extension cords peeking out from behind a shelf.
Since we already know the killer raided one storage closet, anyone else willing to bet they raided this one too?
The hell did they need an extension cord for?
Probably something involving the generator, given its proximity to the cord.
Same thing with the red bits. Even though we don't know what they are.
Right, the red shrapnel. It definitely isn't debris left by the generator. So what exactly is it? So far, nothing in the boiler room can be directly tied to the shrapnel. At least, not any of the clues that have already been discussed in this trial. If I were to flip my thinking and consider the clues we haven't discussed yet, there's no proof what I have in mind is related to the shrapnel, but when all other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one that hasn't. The one thing the mysterious shrapnel might be related to.
Something we haven't talked about yet. Probably, I mean, the odd smell is one of them. Yeah, it would have to be the odd smell.
This is it.
Yep.
Cereal and alcohol. You know, I just thought of something. It's described as a cereal and alcohol smell. Anyone just consider the fact that someone may have had some, you know, vodka and Fruit Loops?
During the investigation, there was a strange smell permeating the boiler room.
Wolfgang, what the fuck are you eating?
But when I did,
Gin and Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
well,
Fireball.
He would do that though.
the scent would be if you mix
Fireball.
cereal and alcohol together.
Not sing Cookie Crisp?
Tis a sign of chemical
Irish
reaction.
cream and
Fruity Pebbles and isopropyl alcohol.
Wait, you recognize the smell?
Chemical reactions can produce some pretty pungent odors.
Irish
Usually
cream and
something
cookie
to the
crisp.
tune of alcohol mixed with cereal, or fruits, or eggs. I noticed the smell going into the investigation, but it had completely slipped my mind until now.
Could it be A chemical reaction was caused by the taser?
The gun never touched the water. There's no reason for it to be the source of the smell.
What about the generator?
Considering the state of it, that
Look, I've
generator
seen what
would
you
smell
kids
more
eat.
burnt than anything else.
This is not a weird chemical reaction. You people eat like fucking. People eat like frat bros.
Or the taser gun. We need to consider the possibility that the explanation is the one piece of evidence still evading us, the shrapnel.
Can someone translate this into less complicated talk?
You're an idiot.
It was just a long-winded way of saying he's using
I
process
hope that we
elimination.
kill the
I know
influencer
it sounds like a
again.
stretch, but if you follow this line of reasoning, a lot more questions start getting answered. Think about it. If the smell and shrapnel are linked, then whatever object the shrapnel belongs to must contain chemicals.
So we're looking for a metal object.
It's a fire hydrant, isn't it?
Which is also packed with chemicals?
Yeah.
Surely something like that would be kept inside the pharmacy.
Looking at my notes. When we originally visited the pharmacy, I recorded everything I saw. A bright red metal object would have definitely caught my eye, but I don't see one written here.
I got lots of metallic objects in the dorm room, but nothing chemical. Just big old slabs of metal.
Big old slabs of metal? Why did that sound so familiar? Hold on. That's right! What Ingrid said just now is similar to what she said the night everyone began bunking together.
Okay. I guess this would explain my room too. It's littered with all sorts of fancy tools and metals.
What the fuck was that?
Fucking no.
At the time, people were talking about their dorm room being themed around their talent. Could shrapnel actually be the remnant of the unique device that guy boasted about having in his room?
Jet.
The only way to know for sure is to put you on the spot.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
What was the
talk about
question?
something.
It's like who boasted about having a unique device in his room? But
Yeah,
it's his.
that would have been
Probably
Jet.
Jet. Yeah. I don't remember what he said though. What the fuck are
Your
you
dumb
doing?
assery is an act.
It has to be you.
Wasn't it like a fucking car bed or something?
Well, yeah, he said the car bed. Yeah.
What's up?
Can you tell me
You
what's
said
inside
something
the
else.
dorm room?
Like a full-on list?
Whatever works.
Sure thing. I got a pretty gnarly collection of parts and accessories. Blind spot mirrors, lithium batteries, wheels,
Batteries?
spare brakes, you name it. Oh, I even have the legendary mantle from the 1984's Grand Prix winning speedster.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Cool. So, why'd you want to know? Unless... Wait, I'm not being suspected, am I? No, don't try to roll me into this, bro. I've got nothing to do with the murder.
I know you don't. You have an alibi. The only reason I ask is because that mysterious red shrapnel may be the remnants of one of your lithium batteries.
What?
I see. A lithium battery might explain the
God, this killer is just going to people's rooms left and right.
That's
I know.
explosive substance. If it made contact with water, gosh, you'd be left with a mess and a half.
Wouldn't someone have heard an explosion though?
I did.
Hold up.
Really?
During the
You
tournament,
mean it?
right before we lost power.
Oi, that's right. That was a burn.
It was a
Wait.
fucking lithium
I
battery.
remember hearing it too.
Lithium batteries are contained. They would have had to open that shit, which is much bigger of a risk than that you'd think.
Well, we'll see how they explain it.
Lithium is an incredibly reactive element.
Yeah.
That shit will explode on contact with air.
I initially assumed the generator made the noise
Like a
somehow.
layer of oil and batteries.
Explosive substance.
Hey, Jet, were your batteries bright red at all?
Maybe?
You don't know for sure?
I never took the batteries out of their packaging. The packaging isn't red, I can tell you that, but the actual batteries? Yeah, I got nothing.
So it can't be proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
Pretty much.
Well, what's the reaction time of a lithium battery?
The reaction time?
When a lithium battery hits the water, how long does it take to combust? I think, once we know that, we can decide whether or not the battery is relevant to the case.
A lithium battery would be an almost instantaneous reaction, I'm pretty sure.
Lithium isn't a metal I've worked with, but it got beat into my head never to mix it with substances it doesn't like.
Including
All that
air.
Electricity. The battery would have let out when it hit the water. It must have went straight into poor Wolfie.
There's warning labels on the battery for a reason.
Okay. If the
I don't think
reaction
any of this is how batteries
instantaneous,
work.
Then the battery would have entered the water only seconds before the generator exploded. That's really weird.
Is it?
According to Diana's testimony, when the explosion happened, she was still holding the taser gun. In which case, who threw the battery into the water?
Huh. Good point. We can rule out Wolfgang, since the Blackens can only be a student who kills another student. And Diana.
It was only Diana and Wolfgang in the boiler room, so unless Diana herself was the one to throw the battery, then the battery can't play a part in the murder.
They must have thrown it through the vent. Must have thrown it through the vent. Because there's a vent window.
Throw the battery. I promise.
The shrapnel and generator are too close for comfort. They must be correlated. I'll admit that Diana throwing the battery is a possibility, but that's all it is, a possibility. There may still be another way for the battery to enter the water, until I rule that out. I won't settle for a culprit just yet.
Please let the vent be one of the options, because then I will know. No!
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere. So it must have been submerged another way. Perhaps something akin to what Eva described?
If that battery is the murder weapon, why is there a taser gun?
Maybe it's a red herring.
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water, a few inches from the generator.
Not the hardest shot to me.
Everybody is quick to say the battery was thrown, but when I consider the boiler room and which objects the killer could have leveraged, what that person considered impossible start to sound anything but.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
Half the generators were melted. Rain it. Completely singed, just like one went off inside the machine.
Yep. That one.
See. There's no internal plug on a free tip. Someone looking so. Trying to figure out.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere.
Shit.
It must have been submerged another way.
It's fine.
If the battery is related to the case.
Fallen from somewhere.
Nope.
So it must have been some. No, but
Ow.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Taser gun says. That's all it says. How could the... Could I have been
Neo
shot
batteries are pretty
by
lightweight,
the
though.
taser?
the battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere. So it must have been submerged another way.
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water. A few inches from the generator. Not the hardest shot team.
If the battery... Only Diana...
Fuck it, man! It moved! No!
Neo, you're a Hawkeye maid.
not on PC.
Sometimes they need to see how much of his damage fall off. Am I going to still get only one syllable through legendary?
Nope, that wasn't even it.
Damon.
So nothing to do with. Oh my god.
Only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
Probably not this either. Nope. Figure not.
Owie.
So, I do not know what it's trying to get at.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
So it must have been some.
If the battery...
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water. A few inches. The evidence tells a different story.
I have no idea what it's trying to get at.
I'm
This
not
evidence doesn't feel like it connects at all.
My arm had been cut. Lifting a battery
I
would
have
hurt
no
too
idea.
So it must have been
It's
some.
not that either. I already tried that.
Perhaps.
I have literally no idea.
Generate.
No.
The evidence.
I literally have no idea.
Only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
Hold on. I have literally no idea what it's trying to get at.
is related to the case. Only Diana could have thrown it in the water. But my Damon.
Damon.
Damon. Damon. Stop calling it that.
Damon. I literally have no idea.
A few inches from
I feel like I have to just look this one up at this rate. I literally am stuck. I have no idea what it's trying to get at.
We have one of our answers is generator, right?
Yeah. Which objects the killer could have leveraged? But it doesn't.
Laser gun?
Like what they're saying doesn't feel like it matches up with anything in the evidence.
When I consider the boiler room in which objects the killer could have leverage.
Okay, I see. I looked at a walkthrough.
Oh, you cheated.
I mean, like I'm literally stuck because I have no idea what it's trying to get at.
No, that's wrong.
No. The battery might actually have fallen from the generator.
Oh!
I don't get what it
Position in
means.
front of the generator suggests there's a correlation between.
Because what I'm thinking of it was thrown through the vent. But like
Maybe the killer put
That doesn't make sense, Neo.
The battery at the generator. Not only is the boiler room difficult to see in, the generator is positioned far enough from the concrete platform that Diana, with her wounded arm, would need to stand on the platform's edge to make the shot, which would obviously put her in danger of being attacked by Wolfgang again.
Yeah. Wolfgang was really close. He could reach over to me if he wanted.
If the battery hadn't been thrown, the only other possibility is that it fell down into the water. And considering the layout of the boiler room, what else could the battery fall off of? Except the generator.
An active generator.
The battery was sitting on top of the generator?
Not top, but maybe.
it's gotta be teetering, right?
Imagine a domino tile teetering over the edge of a table. If you were to press down on the part which is sticking out, the entire tile would tip over and
What the
fall
fuck
onto
are you
floor.
saying, dude?
What if the killer applied the same physics to the battery? They could position the battery so it was teetering over the generator. And then, from the safety of the concrete platform, use a long instrument to tip it over.
That long instrument being?
I have no idea.
So it was suspended over?
Suspend. Oh, wait. Suspended.
So
Yeah,
so
that
they
would
use so they use the extension cord to somehow do that.
suspend the battery.
Suspended over.
If the battery was suspended by something, then the presence of that item starts to make a lot more sense. The extension cord.
This is it.
Yep.
The killer could have tied the extension cord around the battery and slung the battery over the generator. If the cord and battery were tied together at the time of the generator's explosion, it would explain why half of the cord had been burned away.
The more you explain it, the more unbelievable it sounds.
What if that's the point?
I just can't visualize it in my head.
Method because no one would
I can.
I don't see how weaving a cord into the mix is any more beneficial than leaving it out.
I wish they showed what it would look like.
If anything, the cord adds extra weight.
Which would be especially inconvenient for Diana, because her arm is bleeding.
Right. It wouldn't benefit Diana to hold the cord. So, what if she didn't? Something else may have been supporting the cord instead.
Something like...
Supporting the cord. Okay. Third person, the cord is an object.
The third person was holding the cord?
An object was holding the cord. I feel like it's either a third person or an object. I'll go with the third person. Nope.
Yeah, like Diana.
It wasn't me. I promise.
Damn it.
So it has to be an object then.
I got it.
Yep.
Throughout this trial, we've assumed the killer held the battery in some form or another. If the battery was on its own, the killer tossed it in. If the battery was wrapped with a cord, the killer held the other end of the cord. But in the same way something else can hold the battery, can't something else also hold the cord?
Ugh, my head's starting to spin.
Are you talking about something which could keep the cord in place?
Something to keep the cord in place. If I imagine the cord and the battery it's tied around in front of the generator in the same spot where the shrapnel has surfaced. Oh god.
Sweet event then. That's what's in my mind.
This is it.
Yep. So there's where the vent comes into play.
Tied the cord to the vent.
What vent?
The one above the generator. It connects the boiler room and the dining hall.
There's a vent above the generator?
You should remember some light shining into the boiler room. That's where the vent is. The vent itself is set a bit far back into the wall. So, you probably assumed the spot was a small window or something.
If the boiler room and the dining hall are separated by one vent, does this make the wallpaper thin, or...?
There's two vents. The boiler room vent and the dining hall vent. Both are connected via a small ventilation shaft.
Oh god.
I was able to get a close look at the boiler room vent after Ava and I woke up, which is why I know these details.
Yeah.
Someone under 6 foot.
You know what I'm thinking, Neo?
Let me reach the vent.
Bye.
Letting me sit on her shoulders.
Quite the visual.
Don't rub it in.
Anyway, if the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end around the battery, they could suspend the battery over the generator.
Something like that would result in an explosion.
What do you mean?
You say the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end to the battery. However, indoor extension cords are much longer than regular cords. They can be upwards of 9 or more meters in length, as opposed to the average cord's 2 meters. 9 meters is significantly longer than the distance between the vent and the boiler room floor. If the killer wanted to tie the battery to the cord's other end, they would be tying it to something which is already submerged in water.
I see. It is an impossible setup.
Not necessarily. The killer can have greatly reduced the length of the cord by doing that.
Cutting the cord, tying the cord, cutting the cord. Never mind.
Cord using what exactly?
Scissors? That's what anyone would use, right?
And where exactly did these scissors come from?
Could have been the storage closets. They're packed with tons of stuff, so...
Well, I've been through those closets twice now, and I never saw scissors.
This giving Ace Attorney Investigations 1 bad ending.
The cord of the cut was Wolfie's knife.
You believe the victim set up the murder trap?
So this whole thing was a suicide mission?
That's definitely not the case.
Oh, maybe trying to make... So if he moved forward too much, it would drop, maybe? No.
No, wrap it around.
Tying the cord around
The battery.
I guess the battery was big enough. I don't remember how big the battery was.
I got it. The extension cord is pretty thin and flimsy. If the killer wanted the battery to be secure, they need to wrap a lot of cord around it. Probably to the point there wouldn't be much spare cord remaining. Which is a good thing.
Thank God, finally a visual!
The battery will be suspended by. So long as the spare cord isn't too long, the battery will sit safely above the water.
So much effort.
Agreed. How do you even submerge the battery into the water under those circumstances?
How? Simple. Shrimple. By adjusting the cord's position. All the killer would need to utilize is a certain aspect of the boiler room.
To adjust the cord's position, I mean, we'll obviously be the generator, right? No.
Nope. Ow.
So, and then.
Nope.
There.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Like I mentioned earlier, I gave the vent a close look after originally waking up in the boiler room. Part of my inspection included opening the vent to get a better look at the other side.
The vent can be opened?
Not all the way, but far enough for the vent to cause a domino effect if then closed. In our case, a domino effect involving the extension cord tied to it. If we assume the vent must be open for the battery to remain a safe distance above the water, we end up with a pulley system. To prevent the battery from entering the water, the vent is literally pulling the entire cord backwards. Ergo, it's not just the killer's own measurements keeping the battery in place, but the vent itself. Having opened one of these vents before, I can tell you how tough they are to move.
Wrapping my fingers around the grate directly in front of me, I pulled as hard as I could.
A lightweight battery definitely isn't heavy enough to pull one shut. It takes an actual person to close one, which is great for the killer, because it means they get to maintain full control over when the battery enters the water. If they close the vent, the cord should slide forward and submerge the battery into the water.
Oh.
When that happens, the boiler room water becomes electrified by the battery's components, which in turn causes electricity to pass directly into the body of Wolfgang.
So the killer
who
could
is
be.
standing in the water.
So the killer could be one of the people in the tournament.
Yep, so that's why I think it's Ava.
Yeah.
Or Mark.
And obviously this is definitely something convoluted enough for the fucking mathlete.
Oh yeah.
Someone who can make calculations like that.
Oh yeah.
The boiler room vent.
Just tell me when you're ready to kill someone.
Earlier, you said there's a small vent shaft connecting the boiler room vent to the dining hall vent. Assuming the killer is operating this trap from outside the boiler room, since we know there were only ever 2 people in that room, how would they even be able to reach the boiler room vent? Like you said, there's a separate vent in front of it.
Huh. She has a point. I've been assuming the cord is tied to the boiler room vent, but I failed to consider the ventilation shaft. it becomes considerably harder to reach the boiler room vent if you have to reach down that shaft first. Not just that, I never tested to see if the boiler room vent can open inwards. I only got it to open outwards. By that logic, a vent on the opposite side of the shaft.
This could only mean one thing. The killer never tied the cord to the boiler room vent. They tied the cord to the dining hall vent.
That just creates the same problem as before, but reversed. Instead of the dining hall vent making it hard to close the boiler room vent, it's the boiler room vent making it hard to reach the dining hall vent.
While the vents may seem like an obstruction, especially since they can't be opened all the way, there's a very easy workaround. All the killer needs to do is fit the extension cord between the grates of the boiler room vent.
Oh yeah, the grates. You mentioned something about them earlier. Right. When you described opening the boiler room vent.
Wrapping my fingers around the grate directly in front of me, I pulled as hard as I could.
If you can fit your fingers between the grates, there's no damn way you can't fit a cord.
Exactly. After which, you could slide the cord through the ventilation shaft, and out the opposite end, for the killer to then go and tie to the...
Actually...
Oh, hey.
Hi.
You really did the actually.
No.
Hello?
What is it now?
There's something I still don't understand about your theory. It's to do with the logistics of the cord.
The logistics?
Its size.
We're back to discussing this again?
I'm back in the fucking
Never
building
mind.
again.
I'll find a way to combat his stupid argument, just like I've done countless times already.
Oh
I understand the boiler room
no.
vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation, which means it must have been closed during the murder.
I can't back down. Advance.
I don't see a problem here. The killer doesn't even need to open that vent, because they could simply slide the cord between the grates.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue.
His argument might have made sense if it weren't for one fatal flaw.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't.
I'll cut through those words.
Shut the fuck up. Your argument is stupid.
If you insert the cord through the boiler room vent first, it's possible to fit the cord through. You just need to start with the internal plug. The cords in storage closet D have a slim internal end.
Break it down like...
Can easily be slid through the gaps in the vent. Once the killer ties the cord around the dining hall vent, presumably with a knot, the cord won't be at risk of sliding back out either.
I see. When put like that, whether or not the boiler room vent was closed isn't really relevant.
How'd you figure all this out from some shrapnel and an extension cord? This is crazy.
It's like you're a protagonist or something.
What he's describing sounds plausible.
Since the battery was suspended over the generator, it's no surprise the machine ended up the way it did. Fortunately for Diana, she was safe by virtue of remaining on the platform. I imagine that was also the killer's intention.
The killer kept her on the platform?
They must have known they were injecting Wolfgang with a hallucinogenic. So, It's possible they hoped his behavior would scare Diana off from entering the water. Although, even if Diana did die, the moment people realized only she and Wolfgang entered the boiler room, they probably called the whole thing a murder gone wrong.
Well, all of this certainly changes things.
Huh?
If the killer is someone who needed access to the vent and needed to be operating from the dining hall, then everyone who attended the tournament is a suspect.
What?
Oh.
No way!
One of the tournament attendees is the killer? Damn it! How did I not realize sooner? I kind of realized.
We knew.
The fact that killer could have even accessed the vent means they must have been in the dining hall at the time of Wolfgang's murder.
And Ava was just in the back playing on her DS.
Damon, Kai, Grace, Eva,
And
Cassidy,
she's one of two people that know about the vent already.
Yep.
It was probably Cassidy. She set the whole thing up.
Shut up.
And not to mention that Ava was the one that picked the time for the tournament to start.
Yeah.
Early morning.
It wasn't me. I was playing a game with Damon when the lights went out.
I had to play music.
Me too.
No, you
never
weren't.
touched my equipment.
No, you weren't.
I meant I was watching Kai and Damon play.
I was spectating as well.
Me too.
Me three! And Cass too, I think! I was too focused on the game to remember who was or wasn't there.
He wouldn't. Clearly, he wouldn't know anything about.
8 of y'all were crowded round the same spot?
Near the right wall where the TV was set up. It's also the furthest wall from the vent.
Seems like someone is lying again.
The tournament participant who flipped the vent. I could deduce who that person is by determining everyone's position directly before the blackout. The problem is, I myself have been totally preoccupied with the game. I never got a good look at the actual people around me. Never
Still suck at Smash.
got a good look. Wait, is that it? While I never got a good look at the others, I could still deduce their general positions, if they were near me, from whether or not I heard them. Think, Damon. Think! Who and what did I hear back then? It was you. The only person I never heard was you!
Hey, do you remember Dave
Here
from
we
several hours
go.
ago?
Ava. Ava.
It has to be.
Yeah.
The killer is Ava.
Please, God, don't tell us that means that Kai's gonna end up being the sidekick.
I think he might be.
I'm pulling the trigger!
Mark was mixing a track at the time Kai and I were playing the game, so I know he must have been stationed at his pad. And everyone else? I remember hearing their voices over the sound of the game. Everyone. Except Ava. In fact, last I saw her, she was standing in the corner of the room with the vent.
So Ava flipped the vent?
Oh man! And the reason no one heard it is because the music was too loud!
Yeah.
No one's blaming you. We're all in on you. Care to contribute anything, Eva? I didn't flip the vent.
Well,
That's
Damon
okay.
you did.
Damon says a lot of things.
While you aren't technically wrong, I don't think that counts as an argument.
His theory is full of plot holes. He just refuses to point them out.
What plot holes?
The cord.
What?
In retrospect, you were so quick to accuse me that you overlooked a huge problem with the core. If I'm the killer, how did I dispose of it?
Trick question. You left the core tied to the vent.
What then? It unraveled by itself and fell into the water?
Yeah, you got me there.
How did you get rid of the cord? I'm sure it's possible if she knew to untie it at the right time.
During the blackout.
I got it. To dispose of the cord. You just untied it during the blackout.
She untied the knot during a blackout?
Being the one who set up the trap, Ava could have easily practiced untying the knot in advance. Or she just made it a really simple knot. Either way, it wouldn't be any more difficult than untying your shoelaces with your eyes closed.
If Ava untied the cord, did it also fall into the water?
Diana's testimony says as much.
It does?
During your confrontation with Wolfgang, you recounted hearing certain sounds.
Here we go again. I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows.
No.
I won't give up until I'm known as.
All of a sudden, everything took away. This cutscene again.
Yep.
Everything from me except Wolfgang. And those few seconds became pitch black. And then, so did everything else.
The first sound was obviously the battery exploding. And the second, when you first recounted the story, you said it was a sound of the knife hitting the water. But why would a thin knife make such a big splash?
Then, do you think...
What really caused that sound was probably the extension cord falling into the water.
When you say it that way, it does seem likelier.
I should have known. The kid who lied about her talents and tried to lie about the toes and trinkets. I should have known. I should have known only Eva fucking Tanaka would tell Wolfgang!
Jesus.
Why do you care about that, man?
Lied to us several times already.
But she's just a mathlete. How did someone like her come up with something this common?
Cause she's the
the ultimate liar!
Her talent won't give her the upper hand.
Because she's the ultimate mathlete, because she's ultimate liar. Your brain cells didn't connect there.
Items Eva had to steal. She's been under heavy suspicion these past few days. How did she sneak into Jet and Desmond's rooms without being noticed?
It's impossible. Wolfgang even got mad
Again,
at me for being late
she
to the
is
dining
the
hall
hot
by a few
mathlete.
minutes.
She is the liar.
I've been
She is
watched
lying
the entire
even
time
to
I've
the
been here.
people who
There's
run the
no way
thing.
Jet wouldn't have noticed me taking his battery.
Right on. No one steals from me.
They already did.
And anyway, how could I enter the core through the boiler room vent when
That
I couldn't
drive
even
they
reach the top
already
of the
did.
generator? If anything, you should be suspicious of the taller students.
I understand why people are doubtful, but I can't let the conversation continue like this.
Again, I'm calling it last
Eve
chapter.
did
It's
it.
gonna be revealed. Eva's the liar.
Eve did, in fact, have a way to reach the vent. All she had to use.
Boxes. No. Shit.
You placed it next to the generator.
That's setting myself up. Removing a box would reduce the amount of boxes on the platform from 3 to 2.
Flexing your mathematical prowess, I see.
I'm saying Damon would have noticed if a box was missing, since there's so few of them to start with. But he never noticed anything, because there were just as many boxes as there were last time.
Couldn't you just move the box back after using it?
Then the underside of the box would be wet, which it wasn't.
This I can confirm. My notes on the box's exteriors mention nothing about watermarks.
Damn it, I'm an idiot.
Oh, we're shooting him. Got it. It's for being mad at Smash.
Okay, so Danny. I don't know if that's. None of the. It has to be the generator itself. Nope.
I'm not tall enough to reach that high.
Well.
Well.
This is it.
Okay.
Ava, to reach the top of the generator, you simply stood on one of the boxes in the boiler room. There's already a huge pile of them near the generator itself. You could easily push one up against the machine.
Yeah, the ones in the water already, I guess.
She would have known about those boxes in advance, too. Since she explored the boiler room with you ahead of time.
Okay, I could have used the boxes to reach the top of the generator. And I could have fit the cord through both vents if I inserted the right plug. I can do both of those things without attracting suspicion. What I can't do without attracting suspicion is opening the vent.
Which vent are we talking about?
The dining hall one. Based on what Damon's saying, it needs to be opened for the killer's trap to work. But opening it during the tournament is asking to be caught, and opening it before the tournament is useless because Jet, Cassidy, and Mark would see it while setting up.
Oh yeah, you're right. If there was an open vent with a cord tied to it, I would have noticed for sure.
Now that Eva mentions it, I'm pretty sure the vent was closed during setup.
The vent was closed?
See, there's no way I can execute this trap without being caught. It's a stupid trap anyway. All the cord and vent stuff is too complicated. There's a billion ways it could go wrong. Damon's just making stuff up. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What the? That's bullshit.
Can it, you four-eyed troll? You can't talk your way out of this one.
Oh boy.
Shit.
The only person who would be sick-minded enough to kill Wolfgang is you and only you. Don't you fucking try and tell me otherwise.
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat.
Oh, that's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Wolfgang exposed you for the snake you are. And you
No, that's Desmond. That's Damon.
You have a motive.
Sure, a lot of it is just gonna be back talk.
The mechanism is wrong. Maybe it wasn't closing the vent that triggered it, but something else?
Do you have any evidence to prove that?
Even if this trap was used, you can't guarantee it operated the way Damon described.
How so?
Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord with a special knot which can untie by itself after a bit of time passes.
There's even less evidence for that.
Evidence? No one here cares about evidence. I just happened to be at the game tournament. And now you're
No, you weren't. Wait a minute.
You weren't a fucking minute.
Never mind what was just said before. Focus on the facts. I just need to focus.
You can't say
My brain hurts.
What the fuck you said about not wanting to be there? You set up the time.
Me fast forwarding a DVD.
evidence. No one here. I just happened.
You fucking did not.
No. It's no coincidence you were at the game tournament. In fact, it's not even a coincidence the tournament took place during the murder.
What do you mean?
It was impossible for you to notice this earlier, but the killer timed the tournament so it would grant them an alibi for the murder.
Whoa. Are you accusing me of murder again? I thought you
No.
said Ava was the culprit.
The detective isn't supposed to switch suspects in the last stretch like this. We're totally throwing the audience for a loop, and not in a good way.
Except neither of you played a role in determining what time the tournament would be held.
Yep.
The only person to determine that was Ava.
Dun, 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 dun. All I hear is the Pursuit theme.
Oh, fuck.
You're good.
When I was training my talent, I did most of my studying at 9 a.m. The brain is most active and ready to absorb information around that time. I think this effect could help out our video game skills.
At a 9 a.m. tourney, huh? Wouldn't be the first time. Screw it! Let's do 9 a.m. 1 hour after the morning announcement.
Ava knew she would be in the dining hall tomorrow. So when Cassidy announced the tournament, she realized it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create an alibi for herself.
Pointing.
That's insane. How could she have come up with something like that on the spot?
It wasn't just for an alibi either.
I think okay, you know, I've had a lot of time to think about this. I think the killer is Kai.
So to answer her question on what neither Cassidy, Jed, nor Mark knows the open vent, when I think back on what Cassidy told me earlier today, before the tournament began, I can discern exactly when Eve opened the vent.
Stacking furniture.
I got it.
Yes.
Cassidy, you told me Ava approached you yesterday and asked to help set up the tournament. What exactly did she say?
When did I tell you this again?
Before the tournament?
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, Eva wanted to see what sort of equipment the tournament needed. After I showed her Mark's stuff and told her we were redecorating the dining hall, she offered to help.
Back when this conversation happened, you still hadn't decided what time you were going to start redecorating, right?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Eva really helped me out, though. She said she would stack the dining hall furniture we weren't going to use later that night. Afterwards, we could focus purely on arranging the technical stuff in the morning.
All right. Then tell me what happened last night.
Jet, Mark, Eva, and I came to the dining hall at around 8:40 p.m. probably. We stacked the table and the dining chairs against the left wall, and the sofas we moved to the middle of the room, maybe a little more to the right. Then we all went back to our dorms. Well, I was kind of hungry, so I stayed back a few minutes before leaving.
Hold the phone! If those sofa chairs were moved to the middle of the room, why did I see one over in the corner this morning?
Because Eva pushed it there.
Eva what?
She didn't want to take part in the tournament. Just watch it from the side. That's what she told me. I never thought it was weird or anything. Some people just like sticking to the walls of rooms, you know?
We're talking about the sofa in the upper left corner, aye? The one next to the coffee table.
Yes, sir, Eva!
Yo, when the power went out, I'm pretty sure Damon ran over to that corner to look through... a vent!
Did she move the chair there so it would be easier to reach the vent later?
Why would I when Cassidy just said the vent was closed during setup?
Because you were covering for yourself in advance.
Huh?
The vent may not have been open at the time, but I'm willing to bet that's because you were still creating a trap.
In what way?
Let's say Ava took a detour for the boiler room first, and slid the internal plug through both vents. After going upstairs and helping rearrange the dining hall furniture, during which she moves a sofa chair so it obscures the vent, She heads outside and hides until everyone else goes to bed. Then, she walks back in and opens the vent.
So Eva took complete advantage of them?
Not my fault those two are so trusting.
You think a big guy like me was gonna be afraid of some mathlete? No way!
I mean, she did lie about a lot of important things. Her talent being one of them.
She also cried and fled the scene after we found out.
I just thought it was cool. She wanted to help me out.
Hey, can we backtrack a little? Like, to before all this Ava talk?
Why? What happened?
It's to do with the chair's position.
The chair?
You guys keep saying it was in front of the vent, but Damon stood in front of the vent during the blackout. If the chair was in the position you all say it was, it should have blocked him from crouching in front of the vent.
Ava probably just moved it during the blackout. Before the blackout, it was positioned with its back to the left wall. However, when I ran over to the vent, the chair was suddenly pushed up against the northern wall, out of the vent's range. Ava must have shifted the chair while everyone was initially panicking from the blackout. I'm guessing she hoped people would misremember its position and think it was always along the northern wall.
Oh man! So I totally fell for it?
I also remember seeing a speaker in that corner.
Yeah, about that. This morning, Jet, Mark, and I arrived at the dining hall a little after 8 a.m. Then Eva came a few minutes later. She helped us put together Mark's equipment, which was stationed in the lower right corner of the room. And then she volunteered to place speakers around the room while Jet and I set up the TV next to the fireplace.
Moving a speaker near the vent. Did Eva do that to drown out Diana and Wolfgang's scuffle?
Yeah, and in turn exacerbate the effects of the other speakers. There were almost a dozen spread throughout the dining hall, some even sandwiched into corners they didn't need to be. Ava probably placed them that way to cover as much ground as possible.
Still, Eva entered the dining hall at 8:10 a.m., right? So, wouldn't it be impossible for her to knock out Lawyer Man at 8:15 a.m.?
According to Ava, she arrived around 8:10 a.m. But it's possible she actually arrived much later, since there's no clock in the dining hall. He just couldn't have known. In fact, that might be why Ava seemed so eager to arrange Mark's equipment in the morning. Upon realizing it had a clock, she wanted to ensure it would only be powered on after she arrived.
It seems the setup of this trap occurred across 3 phases. Phase 1 took place in the boiler room and involved tying a lithium battery to an extension cord. The cord was then slid through the grates of the closed boiler room vents, presumably until it almost poked out the other end of the ventilation shaft. Phase 2, by contrast, was carried out in the dining hall. The aforementioned cord was tied around the dining hall vent, which was then left open. This must have happened after Cassidy, Mark, and Jet were already done redecorating. For the third and final phase, the battery was carefully suspended over the generator. All these steps combined created a pulley system, which could only be triggered by closing the dining hall vent. Is there anything I'm missing?
How I closed the vent.
Huh?
No one has explained how I closed the dining hall vent. Obviously, I didn't do it during the blackout. According to Damon, the blackout can only happen after the vent is closed. So, I must have stood up, gone behind the chair, and closed the vent during the tournament. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
Someone is going to notice that sort of conspicuous movement. It doesn't matter if that someone is on the opposite side of the room. They're going to notice.
How did we overlook such an obvious discrepancy?
Eve's right. Setting up would look really suspicious. Which is exactly why she used that to circumvent the problem. Oh, the sofa chair by the vent.
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming it has to be.
This is it.
Yeah.
Who will put a sofa there? Oh wait.
This problem entirely. For this event, all you need to do is set the chair to recline and reach behind you.
Set the chair to recline?
All the dining hall chairs have the ability to recline. Some were already set to that position at the start of the tournament, including Ava's. With her chair in recline, Ava can easily reach down and close the vent without shifting from her position. It's not perfectly inconspicuous, but it's subtle enough to not catch most people's attention, especially those focused on watching a video game competition. Well, am I wrong?
This isn't funny.
Never said it was.
Just because I was sitting in front of the vent doesn't mean I was the one who triggered the mechanism.
No one can sneak up behind you without drawing attention, especially when all the lights were still on.
That's just dumb! Where I was sitting shouldn't make me a murderer.
Even so, with everything we've spoken about...
Everything? Did you already forget what was said earlier? Just look at all the items I would need to set up this murder. The battery, the extension cord, the rolling pin, the taser, the syringe, and the supposed drug used with it. How could I have collected all of those things? Wolfgang and everyone else hated me because I lied about my talent. They were on their guard whenever I was around. You think Jet and Desmond would just let me walk into their rooms and take their stuff?
That's true. We still haven't explained how she robbed 2 people's rooms without being caught.
Unless you can prove I had the chance to get all this stuff, you can't make me out to be the killer.
Fine. I'll show proof. Only you could obtain the items necessary for this murder.
You woke the protagonist wolf in me, bitch.
You have my blackmail. Ava had Desmond's blackmail. Ava asked nicely. Ava. That's probably.
Yeah.
Desmond's blackmail, yeah.
I got it.
Ava, you were well aware of the existence of those items. For starters, everyone heard about Jet's battery. It was common knowledge due to his boasting.
Wait, so it's all my fault? Ouch.
Since the dorms aren't locked, you could have easily snuck in and grabbed the battery while no one was inside. The battery is lightweight too, so you wouldn't have trouble carrying it. For the rest of your plan, the syringe and drugs are both readily available in the pharmacy. And as for the taser, you may not have known about its existence right away, but you still had every incentive to search Desmond's room, because you received his blackmail.
Damn.
Eva? You knew my blackmail this whole time and never said anything?
So what?
Huh?
So what if I knew?
Bruh, you're a
I wasn't
bitch.
the only one. Damon knew your blackmail as well.
Cause you showed it to me.
Oh yeah, he read it out loud to everyone earlier, didn't he?
Damon knew almost everything I did. He knew where the items used in this murder were stored. He knew the layout of the boiler room
Bitch!
and the storage closets.
Bitch!
He knew
No
all
way!
things. The only thing he didn't know is the one thing more important than any piece of physical evidence.
The hell are you talking about?
See? You still don't know.
He's gonna. She's now gonna bring up the we have Wolfgang's blackmail now,
You
probably.
still don't know
Yeah.
that we never saw eye to eye.
Huh?
Eye to eye on the not killing each other stuff?
On Wolfgang.
Yep.
This bitch.
Damon saw
God
the way
damn
Wolfgang
it.
scolded me and treated me like a bad guy, and he thought I hated him the same way he did. But unlike Damon, I never wanted Wolfgang.
Ava, no.
What the?
Damon's pissed.
Yeah.
Not a first for this trial.
If you thought you saw the worst of Damon after the dummy trial, you underestimate just how low he can stoop.
Yeah. Now
Bitch.
Ava's taking advantage of us. Great. Ava, please, we trust in you.
Practically risked my life pretending to be his ally, but in return, he let me see the extent of his deceitfulness.
Ava.
Why I can tell everyone that Damon has Wolfgang's black.
Ava.
Oh gosh.
Ava, you.
Any reason you didn't tell us this earlier?
I'm gonna piss myself.
The reason when he refused to come forward about it?
time because it could have just been his ego talking. Only after watching him reject the taser gun over this dumb mechanism he made up did I realize.
Oh, now she's pinning the murder on us.
Damon,
Great.
do you have your blackmail on you? Don't worry about reading it out loud or anything. Just show the image. That's all you gotta do.
Even the image is kind of...
It's kind of bad.
kind of touchy, you know?
Did he really never trust me? Why then did she disclose so much to me? Why did she tell me my feelings?
We're supposed to be buddies, but then she manipulated you! Yeah, this is like Sayaka, but to the extreme. This is if Sayaka actually succeeded in her plan.
Yeah.
I was muted. It's because I trust you.
I don't trust you anymore. Ellipses. No, this can't be at the forefront of my mind right now. I'm on the cusp of bringing this case to a close. What Eve thinks about me shouldn't matter. What she thinks about me.
You two are supposed to be buddies.
Crushes, even.
I wouldn't say crushes. Just...
Nah, that's how
the outcasts.
That's how every Danganronpa game works.
Not this one!
Ha Hajime, my weird bisexual icon. And Nagito, that whatever he is.
You took my side back at the beginning, remember? You're the only people who refuse to listen to that lawyer, and you helped solve the mystery behind that whole case. No one thanked you, though. I'm really sorry about how things turned out. The other students wouldn't have treated you unfairly if it wasn't for me.
Damn it! Damn it! The entire time I've been judging the others for how trusting they are, not even realizing I was blindly following the words of a stranger. And now everyone here, they're gonna hold this blackmail crap against me even more than if I just come forward earlier. Yeah, you should have just came forward, man. Even so, what choice do I have? No one will let the discussion continue unless I tell the truth.
Fine. I'll show it. But only the picture. As requested.
With those words, I retrieved the envelope from my pocket. Yep. And pulled out the photo.
Yeah, her mom does look like Diana. Yeah,
Weird.
he's got a hole.
They also got something else in common. They're dead.
Ingrid, Wolfgang doesn't have blue eyes.
So, who is this then? His parents?
I mean, why else would the guy look like him?
Given the year this photo was taken, these two people must be his parents. Look at what's printed at the bottom. April 17th, 2001. We know how old Wolfgang is because of the student reports. In 2001, he wasn't even born yet.
But why his parents? Are they being held against their will?
You can't leave us hanging, Damo! You gotta read out what it says!
That's not what was asked of me. And even if I had to, I don't think someone who can't explain himself should have his secrets revealed to everyone.
Some things are better left unsaid.
For now.
I know what Wolfgang's blackmail says, but it didn't change my outlook on him. I don't think it's possible for anyone to hate someone like Wolfgang. He was always brave in the face of sheer adversity, and encouraged everyone else to act likewise. Wolfgang challenged me to be a better person. Wolfgang challenged all of us to be better people. And maybe Ava simply couldn't rise to his challenge.
Damn!
Don't listen to him. He's trying to divert everyone from the truth.
Even though Wolfgang and I didn't always see eye to eye, my respect for him and his talent never wavered. Why would someone like me harm him? Me, who's been leading this trial much the same way he led the one before. I may have questioned the idea no one here would kill, but that doesn't make me someone who wants to see bloodshed.
He does. He does want bloodshed. We have all the proof he's a cold-blooded killer. Wolfgang's blackmail, which he lied about having.
But wasn't Damon playing?
Nothing he says should be trusted. Nothing he says about me or anything else.
It is odd that he placed faith in a man who does not have faith in us. So much so, these discussions are mostly led by his own conjecture.
Damon isn't the killer, though. Why would he try to mislead anyone? Like, he and I were playing a game when the murder happened, and multiple people can vouch for us.
Thanks, Kai.
Not to mention, the things he's been saying make a lot of sense.
Truth has no personal alliance. That's why.
Even if he wasn't here, we'd arrive at the same conclusion anyway.
Depends who you mean by we.
Then, you all still think I'm the killer?
Yeah.
She's gonna lose it.
To be voted by the end
Yeah.
of this.
Don't just say it like that.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Yeah. Oh god.
My ear!
How would I know? How would I know when to drop it?
Drop what?
The battery! Damon says the killer dropped the battery when Diana was already in the boiler room. But how would I know when Diana was in the boiler room? It's not as if I could listen out for her. The music speakers are too loud. And the dining hall has no clocks, so it'd be impossible for me to know if it was 8:45 a.m.
Oh boy, she's really losing it.
Right. Only Mark's DJ pad had a clock.
Maybe Ava asked Mark for the time.
She never spoke to me.
We never spoke! I never even got up from my chair! Besides, how could I be sure Diana arrived on time anyway? If you can't explain how I knew when to drop the battery,
Shotgun sound effect.
and stop accusing me!
Eve makes a decent point. How did she drop the battery in time? Did you just rely on chance? No, that doesn't seem likely. Her entire plan fails if the timing isn't right. Come on, think! If my years of debate have taught me anything, I need to look at this from another angle. If I just take it from the top, while assuming Eve is the killer...
Time she got your Diana enter. She saw Diana enter.
I think she saw Diana enter.
Probably through the grate?
Yeah, because, like, you know, with the recliner.
Yeah.
The only way the killer would have known where to spring their trap was by seeing Diana enter the room. Any uncertainty...
Me during the initial trial, I'm just chilling. But when it gets good, I'm locked in. So where did she watch Diana from? There are only two possible places.
No.
Back into the boiler room through the vent is impossible.
Oh, well.
Oof.
What about the camera?
Camera?
This is it. It's impossible to see anything from the vent, which means the only way anyone could see into the room was by using the school cameras.
Say what?
I don't understand how, but Ava must have used the camera.
Is she working with the kidnappers?
Oh boy.
Are you kidding me? How the hell would I have access to the camera?
She went southern for a second. In order to actually see what was happening on the security camera, what would Eve need access to? Naturally, it would have to be some sort of screen. Oh my god. It's that 3DS she had.
Oh my god.
A screen,
That
huh?
she won.
To get
Yeah.
back on the
Yes.
various clues we discussed, I can pinpoint anything which could provide an answer to that question. Huh. Feels like deja vu, doesn't it? While all the other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one which still remains. The one thing we yet to discuss. Eve, it's time I bring an end to what you started. For better or for worse, this one will be your final lie.
What? Oh, it's time to solve the final piece of this puzzle. However, it won't be without a fight. Announcing argument altercation. In this game, you and your opponent battle each other in a bullet hell. Oh no.
Oh god. Welcome back.
Your opponent's attack, shoot down their arguments, and solve the case. Use the WSD keys to move and the spacebar to fire noise bullets. You can also focus by pressing left shift key, which will slow the battle temporarily. Your opponent will fire their own bullets, so be sure to use your ability strategically to avoid damage. You'll also make statements of their own, which will appear as orange text.
You can tell they really like
They also start
Danganronpa
the game
too.
with a shield, meaning they cannot be damaged by any means. But worry not, you can weaken their shield by breaking their statements with your bullets. Breaking their statements also charges your Mega Bullet. You'll want to press the F key to fire that one. Why? Well, it's the only way to damage your opponent. If you miss, don't worry, just break more statements in order to recharge your Mega Bullet. After a certain amount of hits, you will progress to the next stage of battle, and your opponent will become more frenzied, and their attacks even wilder. Once they finally run out of HP, your opponent will then ask you their burning question. Press the WASD keys in the correct order to solve the case.
The meat on
the
bone.
bone meat on the. I'm just quickly reading what it says. If you fail, you will have to start over from the last stage of battle. However, losing all of your HP will force you to restart from the very beginning, so I suggest you don't do that. This is quite a lot of information, so feel free to press F2 in order to refresh yourself. I would say have fun, but your life actually depends on it, so get going.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Ow.
Ow. Oh, I can move. I forget. Oh, it's spacebar. This is such weird. Well, why is it spacebar? It's. Oh, I hate keyboard controls, bro.
It's giving Space Invaders for,
Why
on
is it
PC for me.
spacebar when the keys are right here? I guess it's because I don't need to use my. I should probably take my other hand off of the mouse. Shit.
Use your Mega Bullet,
Oh,
and you
I
miss.
didn't even hit her. There's too many things happening at once.
Your Mega Bullet's ready.
Stop moving!
Damn. Okay.
Who cares about the camera?
There,
I didn't see anything. I didn't see.
This is weird.
There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
Ow.
It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera?
Your Mega Bullet's ready again.
I know I'm trying, but I can't hit her.
Why would I kill anyone?
I can't tell if she has a pattern or not.
She keeps moving too much.
Damon.
Yeah?
I thought you trusted me.
Bitch! Sorry. Oh, God.
No, I hate this! I hate this.
Oh, well, time to break your neck. Hey, I think there's no proof that she killed Wolf. Bullet hell! Bullet hell! Bullet hell! Jesus Christ, this shit's gonna be stuck in my head. Neo, I'm about to die. Please.
I hate.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
I fucking hate keyboard controls.
Hey, how was that bullet hell for you?
I didn't see any. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill
I
anyone?
need to focus.
I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed. Why would I kill? It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. Damon, I thought you trusted me.
Flip.
I just wanted to
Stop.
This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Who cares about I didn't see anything. Why would I kill? Why won't you believe me?
Oh God.
Don't turn upside down again. Oh God.
Who cares about the camera?
Hey, this music. Ooh, that. What? Oh my God.
I just wanted to help.
I missed. Ow.
I didn't see anything.
Ow.
It's funny.
Oh. Okay.
Eve's
Game-
personal game console.
game- Oh. I didn't see that.
I kind of figured that out.
Hold on.
There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon. I just wanted to. This isn't fair.
That trumpet player is going crazy.
Ow. Ava's
security camera.
personal game console.
Damn.
What?
This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. Why would that? Who cares about the camera? It's just
Those
wanted to
stupid
help.
birds.
It's Damon who's suspicious. How could I access
Ava's
the security
personal
camera?
game console.
It's over.
On the meat bone.
You're dead. Shut up.
What you said was true. Ava.
Well, we're killing Kai.
Whether or not the trap works depends on if the killer can see inside the boiler room. Which begs the question, how does the killer see inside?
This is the end.
They can't just get on their knees and peek through the vent. Everyone in the dining hall would notice. Besides, the vent probably offers very little in the way of an actual view of the room.
Exactly. It's impossible.
Right. It's impossible. From this particular angle, if I switch perspectives, your entire argument comes completely undone.
What do you mean?
Ava assumes I'm taking only one factor into account. Her position at the time of Wolfgang's murder. Little does she know that in ruling out that factor, she's led me straight to another. A certain item which could have granted her the ability to see inside the boiler room. An item that, like the chemical smell, only makes sense when all other options have been ruled out. The game console she brought with her to the tournament.
Pointing.
Ava had a game console?
She wanted to get in the spirit of the tournament without being directly involved.
I am gamer.
Or so she claimed. But when every other option has been ruled out, what else can we look to but the one that's yet to be addressed?
Are you saying she
Gamer,
saw
your
inside the
pocket's
boiler room
worry.
using the console? So it played live footage of the room?
Sounds like a stretch.
If I'm wrong, Ava should be able to prove her innocence. Go on, Ava. Show us the console.
Huh?
I don't think she has the console on her, dude.
She has to. She never had an opportunity to slink away and dispose of it.
What about the blackout?
When the blackout first hit, people were disorientated for about a minute at most. Ava likely spent those 60 seconds undoing the cord and moving the chair. Between then and now, she's never been alone. The only exception was when she and I split up to investigate the dining hall and the dorms respectively. However, the laundry room, dining hall, and courtyard all had people in them, so I doubt she hid the console in any of those rooms.
And the janitor closet? That room has been locked for days now. She obviously couldn't hide the console there.
Which means, it must still be on her person. Like I said earlier, if I'm wrong about the console, you can take it out right now and show everyone its contents.
What are you waiting for? Quit hiding the stupid thing and show it!
You're just trying to make me look bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous of me.
What?
Jealous of me and my talent. That's all you are. Jealous.
What?
Hey, calm down.
She's really stretching it.
The console.
Yes. Show us the console and then you'll be done with this.
No!
Ava.
I don't have to show anyone anything.
That's the most suspicious thing you could say.
It's not suspicious. I'm telling the truth.
That's obviously a lie.
Why go through the effort of mentioning Wolfgang's blackmail if you won't reveal this?
Now that I think back on it, Ava had been staring at her console the entire tournament. I thought it was weird, coming all the way over to the dining hall when she could have just stayed in her dorm.
Well, where did she obtain this console? We should discuss those details before continuing any more with these accusations.
She said she won it from Tozu's gotcha pit.
Seems natural to stock that machine with dangerous items. With this being a killing game and all.
Between 14 impossible culprits and one possible killer, there's no need to sort out the facts further. Ava, you're the only one we can vote for.
That's such twisted logic. You're going to vote for me without being completely sure I'm even guilty?
There's no need to be completely sure, if no one else can be suspected.
In case anyone still doubts Ava is the killer, I'll go through the case one last time. And once all the pieces are laid out for everyone to see, I'll prove she's the killer. Once and for
I
all.
think it's time for a closing argument. Yep.
Once we have the blackout.
Hey, they gave the blackened glasses.
So, oh jeez, I just don't remember. I don't remember. Okay. Slip stock. Okay, page 4 ordinance.
Anyway. Oh, this is so weird looking from right to left. Or left to right, I mean.
Yeah. Jeez. It's closing and I don't know why the sensitivity is so high on the mouse. What occurred right after Wolfgang's death?
The blackout.
Yeah. Are we gonna lock any more? Or is it... Okay, there we go.
Damn, they really said
Syringe.
no.
Syringe and letters from the killer. Okay.
That would be page...
Yeah. This one is the
Page 1?
letters. Yeah. Fucking, why is it so sensitive? Why?
Getting sticky. Wait, wrong thing.
Car battery and internal plug. That's
What did Achilles steal from? Yeah, car battery.
teaser. A killer.
It says who arrived at in the boiler room after Wolfgang. Here comes the bonk.
Taser. Killer left.
Yeah, it's that.
Anna and Wolfgang. Rest, Diana. And Wolfgang.
Here's where everything that happened in this case.
This is how it happened.
Yeah, it's in typical Japanese style.
This case was directly incited by the moment
Same as with
was
Danganronpa.
introduced, in which everyone here received another person's blackmail. Amidst the chaos that spawned, the killer saw an opportunity to commit a murder.
Don't mind me, I'm just screenshotting Kai's fucking smug face. Because I really like this art style.
Two people, Wolfgang Akide, who they plan to kill, and Diana Venezia, who they plan to frame. Wolfgang and Diana were asked to meet in the boiler.
It's like a remix of V3,
Wolfgang's letter told him to arrive at 8:15 a.m.
but with Eden's Gardens motif.
To arrive at 8:45 a.m.
The messages threatened to expose our blackmail, so we had no choice but to follow their instructions.
At this point, the killer probably knew the way they were going to kill Wolfgang. Hence,
Damn,
he
bro.
reacted to
This
as
handwriting's
possible.
ass.
The following morning, it was revealed that Cassidy and Jet were going to hold a game tournament.
The point was for people to spend time together and not think murdery thoughts. But little did we know, a would-be killer was lurking nearby. And how? The killer emboldened their own plans and made it so the tournament would happen at 9 a.m.
Did you just agree with yourself?
Both Wolfgang and Diana turned down the offer, which must have been music to the killer's ears, since it confirmed their plan was working. The killer took this as a sign to commence the next phase of their plan. Later that evening, they went downstairs to the boiler room and began preparing the murder weapon.
Though it might be more accurate to call it a murder mechanism, the killer wrapped an extension cord as tightly as they could around a car battery, which had been stolen from Jet's room. I imagine the battery must have been sitting on top of the generator. Wouldn't want to risk an explosion by
I'm
bringing
not gonna let
it
I'm not paying attention. I'm caught in the middle of the music.
Avoided opening the boiler event for this segment, probably because they knew I'd remember it being
There's
closed
plot happening?
originally.
A crucial part of the killer's plan would involve sliding the cord through the boiler room vent and out the other end into the dining hall. So they could then walk upstairs to the dining hall and tie the protruding part of the cord to the dining hall vent.
Funnily enough, the killer was going to be needed in the dining hall very shortly.
Yeah, to help Cass and me rearrange the dining hall's furniture. We were saving the whole thing for next morning, but they convinced us to do it that night instead.
Their intentions were threefold. Create an alibi, hide the vent with a piece of furniture, and then open the vent in secret. After which, they'd return to the boiler room and suspend the battery over the generator.
Which brings us to today. Knowing better than to head downstairs without protection, Wolfgang went to the kitchen and armed himself with a knife. Toshiko didn't notice a knife on him when the two met in the hallway, so he must have hidden it in his blazer.
Wolfgang arrived
Time
inside
for the
boiler room at
bonk.
8:15 a.m., exactly like his letter requested. As he was waiting, the killer snuck up behind him.
Man, what a pussy lawyer. Phoenix will walk that shit off. And lose his memory in the process.
A syringe was then used to inject Wolfgang with a sleeping drug, ensuring he would remain in the boiler room until Diana arrived.
The killer might have, left the taser on the floor around this time.
That's a big ass syringe.
Yeah.
Comically
the taser
sized
was right
needle.
from the door.
Yeah.
They must have decided to raid the place after receiving my blackmail. If I'd heard about the taser sooner, I could have gotten rid of it. As well as whatever else my blackmail supposedly mentions.
Save the angsting for later, will you?
No, let him angst.
More.
Anyway, back on topic. Wolfgang was left to lie in the partially flooded area of the boiler room, while the killer ran upstairs to help set up Mark.
God, Mark is paper white.
Sorry, taking screenshot.
They didn't care about the equipment. They just wanted to put a speaker next to the vent, because it would drown out the fight which was gonna happen later.
Don't forget the digital clock! They wanted to get there before that became available. Don't need people knowing what time you actually arrived.
My letter said to meet at 8:45 a.m. So that's when I got to the boiler room. I made sure to close the door behind me, just as the message told me to.
Bad idea. Killer flipped the doorknob so that the lock was on the outside instead of the inside. You locked yourself in.
The room was really dark too. I didn't even see the suspended battery, only the blinking security camera. And then, Wolfgang, he got up on his feet all of a sudden, and he started crying and seeing these weird things. I tried to keep him calm and asked him to come over to me, which he actually did. But the very next second, he attacked me with his knife.
The drugs probably gave him a frightening hallucination, and he perceived you as a threat.
He was screaming at me, and I was screaming back. No one from the tournament could hear us over the music. At one point, I even picked up the taser, but then I threw it back down again.
And that's when the killer decided it was time. Having set their chair to recline, they were able to casually reach down and close the vent behind them. This lowered the extension cord, causing the car battery to enter the water and discharge a huge amount of electricity.
God! My ear! Slenderman? Wait.
Meanwhile, in any given
Jesus.
analog horror series,
The battery itself exploded upon reacting with the water, which the killer was likely banking on as a way to destroy evidence. All of this happened right under my nose. No one could have guessed that
Oh, the
someone
music.
was committing murder.
That's crazy.
The explosion also damaged the generator and caused the blackout. Everyone ended up stumbling around in the dark.
Not for long, though. We quickly came back to our senses and agreed to look for a backup generator on the underground floor.
I used a hairpin to unlock the boiler room door and ran outside, but you guys had already made it downstairs.
That's when you say you ducked around a corner and out of sight. Only after everyone went inside the closets did you then dash upstairs.
It's a good thing she did. Otherwise, we'd have found her alone in a room with Wolfgang's dead body. We would have wrongly assumed Diana was the killer, and died as a result. This complicated scheme calls to mind only one person. One person
You're a bitch.
who happened to be sitting in a certain sofa chair.
Ooh.
That person is you, Ava Sunaka. It's over, Ava. We know the truth.
It's Jover.
Oh.
oh joy, we get to kill a child now.
Oh boy.
Give me my money. No? What? My money!
Wonderful, brilliant, spectacular. You have seen beyond the foul eyes of the scorned mathematician and delivered the honorable truth with wit and aplomb.
Well done.
I don't think that's a word, but
I think it's a
whatever.
plume.
This is worthy of praise. Allow me to reward your success with...
Death.
This isn't funny.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Die.
Without Tozu's mad ramblings, the trial room had gone completely silent. Everyone was either staring at the floor or sneaking
Anyway,
nervous
welcome to
glances
the
at each other.
podcast. Since this asshole wants me to shut up, we will not be shutting up. I understand the reason for this frosty atmosphere. I'm going to overact like hell. You've found out who done it, so now you wish to know why done it.
Such a spoil sport.
Very well. Every murder mystery needs a motive, and I would be loath to break tradition at this stage.
There must be something.
Eve, why did you do this? Just why?
Come on. Come on, speak up. You have nothing to lose now.
Rose is just in the background doing Fortnite dances.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, right. It's like, oh yeah, I'm talking to myself. It was Tozu.
Huh?
Tozu made me do it.
This is...
What?
You've been working with Tozu this entire time?
You're leaping logic, Grace.
Me and her? Oh, please. What do the papers say? If her plan was to secretly infiltrate the killing game, she wouldn't have given herself such an attention-grabbing ultimate title.
Rubbish.
I mean, seriously? Ultimate liar? Talk about on the nose. No? Eva's just as much a kidnappee as the rest of you.
Son of a bitch!
Shut up! You let her get away. Bleh. You let her get away with breaking the rules. That's proof enough you're in cahoots.
Holy!
Huh? Eva broke the rules?
Yeah, when she blew up school fucking property. Why the fuck was I punished for chucking a rock at a camera, but Eva wasn't punished for destroying a fucking generator?
What the fuck just exploded?
The shotgun sound
Why
effect from
would-
Ace. The shotgun sound effect from Ace Attorney be like.
The judge is in the other room. Sorry, we're shooting Phoenix.
I didn't read my line.
Oops.
Desmond trapped. Yeah, Desmond trapped. Shit. If Eva's the exception that rule is talking about. Desmond tapped the screen to trinket and conjured a familiar scrape-shaped hologram.
Scrape shape.
Oops, sorry.
It's fine.
With a few
Desmond.
swipes of his finger, he located the killing game's rules. Okay, yeah. Everyone take a look at the second rule.
Students are not allowed to vandalize any official killing game properties, such as the cameras and Tozu trinkets. Exceptions may apply.
Do you see how it says exceptions may apply at the end? Since Ava wasn't punished for breaking the generator, could that mean she counts as an exception?
Stop lying!
Are you gonna explain how? Or are you just gonna try to... Are you just trying to be a fucking contrarian?
Looks bad.
Well, if I had to make a guess, it's probably because Eva destroyed the generator while committing a murder.
Eh?
What's all this about? Are you saying Eva has special privileges?
You know, I'm right over here. I can explain things.
I think it's more like her method of murder was what destroyed the generator. Meaning the generator is technically tied to Wolfgang's death.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why Eva was excused for breaking it.
Slow down. Yo, that can't actually be the reason, can it?
I see.
And if it were?
What?
You?
Bite me, pussy. I see. Oh my god, it may face me back. I have returned from Davy Jones's locker. I see. Eva believed she'd be counted as an exception to the rule. Which is why she didn't take any steps to avoid destroying the generator.
What?
She risked getting shot in the head over something she just assumed.
That ain't it.
Now, without confidently Eva executed the murder, she must have known for sure she wouldn't have been penalized. How's about it, Tozu? Did you ever share that information with
Who? Me?
A desperate killer is much like a hungry seagull, ready to pounce upon the slightest crumb of substance.
And then a pelican eats that seagull. Then what?
That just fucked up. The mere implication of the loophole ignites the sense, and they, as desperate people always do, will shred their little dignity in pursuit of confirmation. So to answer your question, yes, Eva did approach me with the same question your friends are asking now. And yes, I confirmed her suspicions were true.
Not okay!
Seriously? That's so unfair!
I'm reading the fucking rules. Unfair? Answering a reasonable question is far from unfair. Why did none of you ask if there's any way out of here? The answer is no, by the way. None of you are asking if I'm taking care of the tree or the plants by the tree of ignorance. I have to go down these halls every fucking day while you're asleep with a mop and bucket cleaning up your gross shit. Have you never asked the professor for help on an assignment? Sure, your professor won't do the work for you, but they'll be happy to clear up any confusion you might have.
Then why did Eva say you made her kill Wolfgang?
I suppose you could say, even I made a deal.
Huh?
A deal? What kind of deal?
Bruh.
A deal.
What?
To begin the killing game.
Impossible!
Oh god, you guys are so fucking whiny. In exchange for agreeing to perform the first kill, she would receive a special perk.
Plot twist.
Yes, plot twist, that perk. She's actually gonna feign death in about 5 minutes. Don't worry about it, she'll get up.
I'll try to heal her, it won't work.
Holy!
What do you mean, traitor perk? Me playing DVD. Me with DVD playing. God damn it, you took my joke. Is it the tablet Eve has? I mean, she refused to show it to us when we asked.
cannot simply hand over a trader perk to anyone who asks. For a student to be eligible for a perk, they first must earn it.
Grinding the blood web. Wait, that's for perk slots. Ulysses?
Wait, I'm Ulysses when Fitz isn't here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean by earn it? Do you recall that little tidbit I shared with you about the pharmacy? You know, the one about the secret lurking inside. You see, a very interesting secret is lurking beyond this door.
That secret. Are you referring to the trader perk? Huh?
Indeed, I was! When I said... Oh, wait. What? I didn't say that at all.
Oops.
I need to eat scenery. When I said a very interesting secret was lurking inside, I meant that quite literally. The only thing separating you from the perk was a few inches of stainless steel and a pin pad.
Pin pad? Oh gosh, you're talking about that big door I found tucked behind a shelf.
I see.
I see. It was hiding in the trader perk all along.
And not the exit.
How did Eve figure out the password to the pin pad, though? Did she enter a bunch of random numbers until it, like, finally worked?
No. In fact, if she entered a bunch of wrong passwords
Well,
at a
someone
time,
enjoys the fact that I became a marketable plush.
it would probably kill her. It would probably shoot her dead.
The 4-digit code would have thousands of potential combinations. Unless Eva encountered unbelievable luck, the chances of her guessing that code in only a few days extremely unlikely.
Well, she's good with numbers.
How?
She's good with numbers.
Then, how did she get access to the trader perk?
The 4 numbers to unlock the pin pad. How did Eve figure them out?
David shared it with you.
God.
There's only one way.
People have chronic Danganronpa disease in this game.
Only one way I could see her obtaining the correct answer. Is to do with that poster, isn't it? That mysterious poster in the pharmacy.
Yeah? What? Yeah? What poster are you?
Ding ding ding! Correct. Anyone else heard an ominous violin? Meh. Hidden inside one of the pharmacy's rooms is a poster which reveals the code to the pin pad.
For real?
For reals?
Silence, gamer.
How can that poster reveal the code, though?
Her data mining heart broke. She could have had that.
My brother in Christ, there's one number on the entire fucking thing.
For real.
I knew it had to be important somehow. None of the visuals made sense, which is exactly why it caught my attention. But I didn't know what to do with that information, how to decipher what I was seeing.
Pathetic.
And that is where you fell short of your mathematically gifted peer. With her keen eyesight and quick thinking, she saw the poster for whatever it was.
Plot twist.
An equation! Oh, bitch, what?
What?
Look at how bad the quality of the image is on the left compared to the right. Every detail is deceitful. Those exclamations of grandeur may, in fact, be hints towards a certain something's nature. And that large sty
Oops.
wasn't.
Sorry, I'm like partly paying attention because I'm looking through Twitter.
And that large star standing for a coordinate plane.
We X. Trademark.
Well,
terms
not
and
that it
conditions
matters anymore.
applied.
Passcode to that precise pin pad is, after all, being changed as we speak. To quote the words of my parents' parents, the road to freedom must always be paved with obstacles.
As low as $10.10.
No way! A math equation is totally up Ava's alley!
Eve, you told me you couldn't understand the poster.
Why the long face?
Of course she did. That equation is the key to the trader perk. Handing it over would mean the perk over.
Shit.
So the traitor perk was Eva's reward for solving the puzzle?
Anybody?
The heck even is the perk? You still haven't explained that yet.
Who? Me?
This is not, by the way, this has nothing to do with the trader perk, which is something you can get in the pharmacy as we speak. I assure you, it's a very handy thing to have. You see, this trader perk allows the owner to access the school's security cameras using a tablet. That tablet, of course, being on Eva's person right now. We got it from someone named No Kuma.
Damn it.
So, I was right. You accessed the camera in the boiler room, which was how you saw Diana enter.
I thought it was weird Ava wouldn't show us the tablet, but I didn't think it was actually wired to the school cameras.
Then the reason I saw the security camera's light blinking back in the boiler room, it's because Eva was watching me. What? This is making too much sense.
Nonsense.
Eva, how could you negotiate with your kidnapper? Why would you have any reason to trust him?
I had no choice. I either take his deal and give myself a chance to escape, or I would die here with the rest of you.
Simple as that.
Damn, Desmond.
You? That selfish attitude's a reason why we ended up in this mess. Didn't we promise to make it out of here together? If you hadn't murdered one of the only people who could have handled the situation, we might have made progress on escaping.
Goes to the back. You're not in this together, and you never were. Even if I didn't kill, someone else would have eventually. And if they were in my position right now, they wouldn't even admit to what they've done. They try and never even try to kill you. They wouldn't be honest like me.
Watch it.
Honest or not, playing Tozo's game was... You were trapped in a small space with witnesses everywhere. That's not a gamble you should have taken.
What a joke.
We had food, we had shelter. All we had left to do was wait for our eventual rescue from this place.
But I would have died first. It was obvious from what was happening with Wolfgang.
Yeah.
It's constant jeering at me over the few mistakes I'd make, while the rest of you followed his lead.
He emotionally manipulated everybody.
If a class trial ever happened with him around, he would have accused me of being the killer without evidence. You would have all believed him.
Oh shit.
That's not.
Because of Wolfgang, I was isolated from everyone else. He had turned me into an easy target for murder. And if I wasn't murdered, would the rest of you even bother to find out who killed me? There's no way you would have. There's no way anyone would. You're all the worst! I hope you all rot here!
Oh, that's cold, man.
Really let me down.
Even if we had some rough spots, some of us still tried to get along with you. During the gaming tournament, I was fine with you joining.
You think a few games were enough to forgive everything you did to me? None of you actually cared about me. None of you. I've never been anything to anyone.
Huh? What do you mean?
It really is the same in here as it is out there. I'm always the one that people hated. Oh god, here comes the exposition dump. I didn't choose this talent. I was just doing what others wanted me to do. I was the prodigy student the adults wanted me to be. Thought I did everything right. But still kept being judged. Everyone around me resented me, hated me, because they wanted the love I received. What was love? And despite all my hard work, UTP turned me into something I never wanted to be. Even if I wanted to return to normality, it would be impossible. I'm stuck with this talent for life. And now, when I try to become something more than a sad joke, I get hit with the realization that all my efforts were for nothing. I could never be anyone else. I'll never get what I deserve.
But I cared.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Eva, I cared about you. I don't get it.
Why?
Eva, why did you frame me? I cared for you and stood up for you whenever I could.
Don't say that!
I wanted to be your roommate. I wanted to help you.
I don't want to.
It didn't mean anything.
Why?
You still agreed with everything Wolfgang said. No matter what he did to me, you kept on supporting him.
Is that why you tried to frame me for his murder?
Yeah.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
you deserved it.
No.
Dinah let out a sob and nearly fell onto her podium. Diana! Eloise ran over to Diana and put her arm around her shoulder.
How can you believe that?
Why did you have to kill Wolfgang in front of her? That's so cruel!
She obviously knew what she was doing. Both the cause and time of death were mentioned in the mock trial case. So it stands to reason they would be mentioned here too. When Eva realized that, she tried to leverage it against us. I'm sure receiving that little camera perk made it all too easy to time the murder.
Shut it!
Enough of this bullshit already. So Eva's a privileged little asshole who thinks her life sucks. Who cares? You took Wolfgang's life.
What keeps exploding whenever you swear? Stop swearing, you blow things up!
I doubt she's actually telling the truth. Murdering someone because they lied about their inoffensive talent? Even she must know how ridiculous that sounds.
How can that be?
If Eva didn't kill Wolfgang because she was scared, then why did she kill him?
Honestly?
Why else but to escape the killing game? I doubt any of us were ever a threat to her. In fact, it was probably the complete opposite.
Shocking.
She thought she was smarter and better than all of us. That's why she thought she could win the class trial.
My thoughts exactly.
Yes. I agree with Winona. In that case, do you reckon Eva killed Wolfgang because of his abilities as a lawyer?
She herself admitted he would have suspected her if he was here. Clearly, Wolfgang was the best person to kill if she wanted to escape.
Nope.
And anyway, Eva isn't the only one who's vulnerable. There are people here with even weaker bodies and weaker minds. Anyone who is looking for an easy kill would know to target them first.
Damn.
Jet?
Actually, I was going to kill the influencer, but... Same, bestie! It doesn't matter. Even if no one targeted me, I still would have died first.
Hey, how so?
Because of the perk.
Huh?
Hozu told me that if I didn't use the perk to murder someone as soon as possible, I was going to die.
Shite?
What did you say?
What?
So she basically got
Is this
cornered.
true, Tozu?
Who? Me?
Guilty as charged.
No!
No way!
Also never told me the number of days I had left. Just that I needed to kill soon. So I'm calling this right now. I'm just gonna call my shot. This is going to come up later. Someone's going to accidentally get the killer perk. And that's going to be the whole motive for that murder.
Yeah. Maybe. I could see it.
If I didn't kill soon, I'd die.
This isn't fair!
I had to do something. You can't blame me for that. If you were in my shoes, you would have done the same.
Worthless.
It's your own fault. You were only in that situation because you took the perk.
Also targeted me with the math puzzle. He offered the perk when I was at my lowest point. If you guys were approached the way I was and offered the chance to go home, you would have taken the perk too.
Stop it!
You're just a bunch of hypocrites! You just want to make me look like the villain, so you feel less bad about killing me.
Killing her? That's right. How could I forget that the Blacken is uncovered?
Enough already! I'm sick of talking to this scumbag. Get on with the fucking execution, will you?
Alright, this soap opera's entertaining, but I realize it's time to change the channel.
tell me you're actually going to...
Uh-oh.
Ah! All of a sudden, the elevator behind us began to churn alive.
Uh-oh.
The whir of a machinery could be heard from the other side of the doors. Raw and loud and rhythmic, like a mechanical symphony.
Do not avert your eyes, ladies and... I hear a lot of budget went into this. No, I don't.
What's going on?
I won't believe.
Blood is rushing. To the victor go the spoils. Hail the honorable dead, avenged at last. I don't deserve this. Even if you hate me, I don't deserve this. May our charitable justice inspire fear and humility within these wretched souls.
Don't kill me.
Oh god.
This isn't fair. I don't deserve to die. I deserve to live. I deserve to live.
Oh, Kirumi!
And stir the hearts and minds of all those bearing witness. Ready, everyone? Let the show begin!
Oh boy.
I want to live. I deserve to live.
Going to live.
I'm going to live.
I don't think I'm
going to live.
That's not gonna happen.
No.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
And now we present the execution of Eva Suna.
Suna.
Oh.
Huh?
She's pulling a Karumi.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah, she's pulling a Karumi. Oh boy.
Get her ass.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Tilting.
What's her execution gonna be like?
Oh my god. Oh no.
Stop that.
Jeez.
Just like Leon.
Fiery furnace of affliction?
Ultimate
Oh,
Mastery.
she's gonna get brazen bold. Oh god.
Ooh, fun.
Exit.
That's probably a fake exit.
Oh,
Oh,
no! No! Huh?
Oh god.
Oh my
Jesus.
god, that's a lot of...
That's a lot of fucking
Oh my god, they're
measuring
math
rulers.
experts.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how are they gonna tie this into math? Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Oh no.
Yep.
Ow.
Ow.
Jesus Christ.
Try.
Oh, ow.
Ah.
Holy shit.
This is just Karumi's fucking execution.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hey, remember that scene in Toy Story 3?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just realized what they're gonna do.
What?
I think she's gonna get to the top, and it's on exit.
Yeah.
She's
think
the
she's
ultimate
even gonna make it.
liar!
Oh, what the?
Who is
Oh,
that?
That's the teacher that's the dummy.
The dummy.
Ultimate liar! What did I say?
Oh boy. Yep.
all a lie.
Where's the dummy?
It's a lie!
Oh boy.
Error must have come off with force for her to fly that far back.
He's crying?
I don't think that's how physics work. Like, unless she pulled, like, the force of Zeus. You go next.
It's too late for that.
It's too late at night for screaming.
You die third.
My entire body has seized up.
Thank you for not screaming.
I couldn't move a single limb. Couldn't say a word. All I could do was stand and stare. My mind at a complete and total loss.
There's no way. So that's what punishment entails?
Let me go home. Please let me go home.
Oh.
Isn't this lovely?
Goodness, talk about a heated moment. Eva put up quite a fight. For a second there, she almost had me believing we underestimated her.
Moving on.
Bless you.
Just kidding.
I'll be damned.
How could you do this? Forcing these innocent people to kill each other.
Terrible. Just
So judgmental. Need to remind you that this is a student on warfare?
Get out.
Just shut up already.
Big talk from Bootleg Hawkeye.
Eva, why? You just needed a friend. I could have been the friend you needed. Why did you do this?
I mean, she explained pretty well.
I can't believe it.
I think I'm going to be sick.
I don't even know what I'm feeling anymore. I don't want to die!
Oh, I'm totally gonna die here, aren't I?
If I have my say, you will.
No one else is gonna die, you hear? We're all gonna be okay. Come on, repeat after me. I'm here, and I'm okay.
I'm here. I'm okay.
Oh my god, we're in a Tumblr post.
I'm here. I'm okay. This was my reality.
It's my reality too. We're stuck in a goddamn Tumblr post over here.
Comedic relief is completely silent.
Fear of death had already been heavy on my shoulders ever since the killing game was announced.
I guess Jet could count as that too.
But now, it had completely enveloped me.
I can't do it. I can't lie to myself again.
Again?
It's all my fault.
I'm not okay. I'm never going to be okay.
Finally, that's what I'm
I
looking
could have
for.
changed things. I could have saved her. And him. Wolfgang. If I just dragged him out of the water, I could have saved him. Why didn't I save him?
Whoa.
Diana, you had no way of knowing what was gonna come next. He was wielding a knife too. Anyone would have done what you did.
Did he really bring a knife for self-defense?
Yes. We went over this.
I mean, he could have also been planning to kill himself. I'm gonna be real.
If
I
it
do believe
absolutely
that-
came to that.
No, I 100% believe that if Wolfgang wasn't attacked first, he would have killed.
With all the shit he's been doing with the emotional manipulation, I wouldn't put it past him.
Usually a comment like that would have gotten a rise out of Grace, but she
To
stayed
Eva's
completely
credit.
silent.
Oh,
He
thank
killed a
God. We
potential
can't keep
cult
blowing
leader.
things up.
I can't let it end. Wolfgang's kindness I can't let anyone forget it.
It is how it is.
That goes without saying. I'm sure everyone will gain it for emotionally manipulated the absolute piss out of us.
I've never thought of the lengths my talent can go. The ability to change others' appearances to be the best version of themselves. It's always been someone else who sits in front of the mirror. I've never really put myself in that place.
Diana? You okay?
If I can't save Wolfgang, then at the very least, maybe I can live for him.
Believe me.
You didn't do anything wrong, Diana.
Pardon me.
Yeah. I can do this. I can fulfill the life he wasn't able to live.
Huh?
Oh god, are you gonna start emotionally manipulating people?
Oh no.
Like a chameleon, I will adapt. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps and continue what he wasn't able to accomplish. I'll become something new.
Tears were running down Diana's face, but her expression. Somehow, she looked determined. I couldn't understand it. Despite everything she's been through, here she was making some silly vow about continuing Wolfgang's legacy. Acting like she's a hero from a storybook. Has this girl lost her mind?
Hold on. Wolfgang and Eva, neither of them deserve this. I won't let what happened to them happen to anyone else here.
We won't back down.
For both their sakes, I'll save everyone from the killing game.
You've got to be kidding me.
Take this seriously, will you?
What?
Way to be a both.
Any worse?
It seems your peers aren't in much in the mood for heroic monologues.
Moving on.
Anywho, it's been a long day. The crime scene has already been cleaned up. Unless you have any further questions for me, you're all free to return to your dorms.
Mm-hmm.
So, any further questions?
Get lost.
Get lost.
He's so like
rude.
He is so trying not to like fucking scream at him.
I'm postponing the execution of the influencer for 5 minutes. Die! Huh. Now where have I heard that one? In all seriousness, I'll take that as a no.
Good evening.
Until next time, everyone.
Just like last time, Tozu walked over to the throne.
Isn't this lovely?
By the way, you're safe to ride the elevator back up. We've set it back to its default mode. At least I certainly hope we did. I'm serious, if they go in there and it's not in the right mode, they're going to die a very horrific death. It might be fun, actually. Actually, don't check. What you glimpsed before was simply its punishment mode.
On that ominous note, he was lowered underground.
Hey, guys. Should we just go back to our rooms?
Hey, it's about time we draw this day to a... Well, why was there like a single frame of like black background there?
I don't know, it could just be It could be like frames.
People silently made their way to the elevator, horror and despair etched on their faces. It was clear today's event will not be easily forgotten.
I'm gonna forget them the second I hit the bed. Hey!
And then, there was me. Everything I'd been ruminating over, the devastating images which had been plaguing my mind. Wolfgang's murder. The trial. Eve dying right in front of me, swallowed by a pit of fire. It all retreated to the corners of my mind. The only thing I could focus on now were those 5 words. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps. That's... shut up. Shut up! Hearing those words come from Diana after everything that's happened.
They're going to emotionally manipulate themselves. They're going to emotionally manipulate themselves.
Seeing her raise her chin and act so tall and proud just like Wolfgang once did. It pissed me off!
Damn.
Good. Use that.
They're gone. Nah. Ah.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
To be continued.
Well, time to wait another year.
Who spilled the Pepto-Bismol?
Another year, yeah. We'll see. This will save my game.
So, Eve, how do you... So, now that you're dead, how do you feel? I feel very good. I want to go back to Russia. I think that's where I'm from. Your voice sounds completely different. Oh, it's probably because I'm playing with a skull. Mozu's really fun to play.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the influencer dies. Wasn't expecting lyrics.
Yeah, me neither.
It's weird seeing a real name and a username.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all just non-profit people.
Well, yeah, it's still.
Yeah. Apparently a bunch of people contributing different FTE presents. That's cute.
Home of useful things. Money, poly, money.
Meat on the bone!
Oh my god.
There's also a Megatama there!
That's great. Oh my god, there was! Oh my god. Well, I guess when we do more of the free time events, I'll have to see what's there.
So, gambling? You can't resist the gambling.
Yeah, geez, they had an actual live orchestra for their intro music.
That's fucking
cool.
wild.
Yeah, that's crazy that they managed to get that.
Like, even the Danganronpa music's mostly like samples.
Yeah, because all the music's made by just one guy. Masafumi Takara. Though they did get a live band for Raincoat's credits. Man.
Damn, I was expecting some post credits.
And that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah. Not with what they're doing, you know.
Don't want to spoil who's gonna